Okay, so I had to actually shield the computer from incoming radionic particles, radionic like electrons. So essentially, what vampire in this form is, and people understand, is it's like a radionic field. Radionic technology, what it does is it allows you to do some really really weird things like teleport items and phase matter just out of the dimension. But stuff's been around since like the 1920s. Where I came from, it was classified, but here it's common knowledge. Um, Radionics you won't find it like in hospitals or anything anymore, but it can be used to teleport objects. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm not really from around here. I wonder often what happened to the person who was me that was here, but I think the radionic vampires killed him. So they are. They're vampires, and they're waiting to they basically killed everybody on my planet. They've held me captive here since last September, except in a parallel world. There are 5 universes in this meta, at least as far as I can tell. There's 5 distinct string theories. There are 5 distinct universes that form a strata from flat up to the hypersphere. There's suspended in an 11 dimension universe. So it's been in another dimension, supergravity. So when these things came to my world, they were held as they were kept as a top secret military weapon or something like that. We'll see them when I had encounters with them, and unlike a lot of other people, I was able to resist them, and I had the strength to not have my mind taken over by them. So they've been following me around. And systematically, what they've done is they've just beaten at me and tortured me for months and months and months. They've screwed up my psychiatric care so that I'm not taking the medicine they should be taking. I think I'm doing all right. All things considered, I am being tortured by them. Now, if you can hear brain code, if you can hear the brain code plugin, you'll be able to hear the voices and talking to me. They're running on a frequency that goes into what's called a cortical array. I actually have a microchip in the parietal lobe of my cortex. It's over the midbrain and just above the occipital, and it's amazing. It's one of the most amazing gifts I've ever been given. Unfortunately, the only people who have access to that are maybe who knows, but they have access to it, and I can hear them through it. I don't know, maybe it's meant for vampire hunters. I mean, I never thought there was such a thing, but there are vampires. They call themselves that. I've met beings that are like them, but are benevolent. On my last Earth, as far as I know, out of the 5 Earths that I know of, this is the last one. This is it. They've annihilated 7 billion people on my homeworld. When a radioactive cloud, they've vaporized the population of the planet, and they processed that into batteries, radionic batteries, which it's radionic. It's radionic hell. Apparently, what I didn't know is that you can actually take whole people through a technological process and make them into radionic entities. But as far as I know, is once you do that, after a while, you can no longer just take corporeal form again. It's just the radionics just destroy your body, and you're stuck as an energy being and you require energy. I'd say they're vampires, like energy vampires, and they literally consume the entire world population. The reason why I'm here is because I am resistant to them, and they could just kill me. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to use a quantum teleportation device to send me to some hell-like universe where a giant demon was supposed to consume me. And what actually happened is that I ended up here. I ended up ascending to this universe. So there's differences that I noticed right away between my universe and this one. One of the major ones is that in my universe, Yeah, I haven't really taken a look at the string series. Well, let me just, I remember. We used to call it time space. This place here is called space time. Um, in my universe, we didn't have hadrons in the makeup of our subatomic particles. There were no hadrons, or they hadn't been discovered yet. Quantum theory and Newtonian physics not unified. M30, the theory of everything, maybe that was out there, but I don't think anybody really was on it. But there's a couple of things that stood out. Right, my universe is more Euclidean. All right, this universe is on a hypercurve. So there's just certain things. When I woke up in the morning, I just knew something was right. Right away, the word because I've been fighting with vampires with electromagnetism, I came across the term for the first time: electromagnetism. All right, now electromagnetism is a field in this world, a property of forces in this world that was discovered in 1893. In 1893, and back where I'm from, we never heard of this before. So we have four separate forces: weak, strong, electromagnetic, and gravity. And we can harness gravity. And there are five superstring theories. And one of them has, as far as I know, has a closed string. The other four have four strings. One has an open string. From what I know and what I understand, this is the last Earth out of all the other worlds. This is it. They're on the other side of the dimensional brane. There's probably worlds left open to inhabit, but we are facing a grave crisis here. It could be extinction of our species, of our planet, of everything on it, and we have to be prepared to fight these vampires. And from what I understand and what I know, they are radionic, which means that they are ionized particles over a magnetic field and some kind of organizations that they hold together. And just off the top of my head, I fought with them before. I've been able to slice them electromagnetic beams with blade-like electromagnetism. They don't like iron. They're attacking right now. They're trying to get me to shut the computer down. They've been trying to fry my computer all day. There's two of them on me. The two of them have been on me, been attacking me and torturing me consistently, like all night. So they have a ship up there. It's a radionic cloud, and apparently in one of the universes they can take it to. Well, actually, they can actually get out of the system and leave the universe, because once they get far enough away from the planet, they can then move it at amazing speed. Just get out of here. So the properties of each universe are different, and the radionic technology allows them to quantum teleport from dimension to dimension in the multiverse. In this multiverse, I don't know if there's gradients in between. I mean, but I imagine that you just basically, for each universe has a different quantum oscillation. So my quantum resonance will be different if it was not just my consciousness that was brought here. If it was me completely and totally, which I think it was. Then I won't have hadrons, and I'll have a different quantum resonance than anyone else here. And what happened to me that was here? I have the ability to perceive things like if something so catastrophic happens that time stops, and then starts back up again, or if there's people, or if I pass into another dimension in these five worlds, which I've done, that I notice it. It's not like I mean, the differences in the worlds are not very much. There are some historical differences. There's some things that I've noticed that like my internet has been hacked and taken over, and they're trying to limit my information about physics, about magic, about all kinds of things, because there's things in this world that there's a collider in America that was shut down in 2011. They're saying that we didn't have that in our world. That never got built. There's some divergence, but for the most part, these worlds were very similar, yours and mine. One thing I didn't really notice is that things that were classified there were not classified here. It's another thing. Man, they've been attacking me nonstop. And I mean, if you don't believe me that they're blood sucking monsters, they have been attacking me nonstop. And I'm not fighting. I'm not doing anything. I'm just telling the truth. You know. I'm just gonna sit and wait. They're gonna, without a doubt, attack again. They've been torturing me all night. They're gonna try to get at the computer and fry it. They've been hitting it with bombarding it with ions, with radionic beams and electrons all night, all day. It's like really screwed up. They've been bombarding me and they've been bombarding me about my dog. They have literature that says anybody who can perceive aberrations in time or dimension are schizophrenic. I think it's the biggest piece of shit I've ever heard in my life. That's the vampire is in control of society. These vampires in control of society that are putting this down to oppress and suppress people like me who have the God-given ability to be able to cross between the dimensional brains and to be able to perceive when the screwed up thing is when these things are happening. And let me tell you, if something so bad happens that time crashes and and I go on a loop and I remember it, um, stop and save people's lives, and I have done that before. It doesn't really suit the vampire's purposes if they're trying to kill 50, 60 people or something like that, and they're using they're bending the dimensions to trap people, pocket dimensions. Um, it doesn't really help if you have a metahuman that can perceive these anomalies, these temporal and dimensional anomalies, that and can withstand a fight with a vampire. And there probably isn't anyone here that can last for very long against them. But that's it. I mean, like if we lose, if you lose, this is it. This is the end of the world. Um, I don't know what to tell you. Whatever they promised, whatever they said, whatever promises they made you, they will betray you. If they've given you powers, they've given you vampiric abilities, or they told you would live forever or something. If you follow them, they're going to kill you. You're going to end up in radionic hell, just like my world. They they can be killed. They absolutely can. Like I said, a gravitational electromagnetic weapon. So that they slice the ribbons. Um, positronic weapons. Whatever you want, they can be killed. Iron. They don't like iron. They don't iron because it's ferromagnetic. I mean, electromagnets. Um, I think like something like a. You have to be able to the very feel geometry. I find if it's like a blade, if it's like a blade, and you slice them, you can cut them apart. If they would keep me here and torture me and kill me. They brought me over to this world, and pretty much, I think they told me they killed me that was here. There are things that you can do that will help. I mean, if you have magical aptitude, if you can use magic. I know as I've gone up in the dimensions. It wasn't until recently that I've accepted supernatural properties, the existence of them. But aside from God, but so the supernatural is real. There are real supernatural properties, and if you can harness them, especially if you can summon, summon or conjure, I mean, you stand a pretty good chance of facing these things in a fight. Um, the Ars Goetia is a list of tamed or sealed spirits that spirits and angels it's the Testament of Solomon that can help you. Um, And it may come down to it where, you have these demons making incursions into our world, where you need to have them to survive. Now, listen, I mean, if the FBI hung up on me this morning. I was trying to explain this. They've shut me out of everything. I've tried to get to DARPA. They shut out the website. They basically have shut out my entire internet. They've taken over my computers, my phones. They've trapped me here and they torture me. I can't call anybody because they've redirected all the phone numbers. They have a very sophisticated computing power, like very like they must spend a lot of money trying to and resources to try to keep me contained. I can't, I managed to bypass this to get a stream through on YouTube. Anybody want to check out my video, Gamma Knife Attack? It's hard to tell. I mean, they bombarded me with so much radiation and so much ionizing radiation that my camera lens is ruined. You can see the pixelation here. It's from some gamma damage too. But they appear like that could be one right there. See that feels a little more purple here. You see that? I'm just going to see the purple. The purple is going right behind me. See them? You can sometimes see them in the fields. I mean, maybe I'd have to just light a little bit, but certainly, like if you have an eye for it, I mean, like sometimes I can see them, their physical forms in certain. If you have a hyperspectral camera, and those where I come from go for about $30,000, you should be able to see them. Hyperspectral camera. If I go to lay down, they get underneath the bed. They attack me. They attack my genitals. They've been attacking. They're trying to burn my retinas. And they put holes in my eardrums. They've been torturing me really bad all night. They've been hitting me with like so much energy that like they kind of smell like pork rinds at this point. But like I said, this one thing about me is that I'm not like a lot of other people. I mean, I'm certainly like they've never come across anybody that can withstand them for more than a few minutes without dying. They can't. I do have some other supernatural abilities. But really that's another conversation. The important one is that I can absorb a lot of. They can hit me with all kinds of energy, and that I'm able to shunt it, and then I'm able to survive. They can't just like kill me with their vampire powers. They have to use energy weapons, or they have to try to get somebody else to do it. So I'm not worried about them directly. You should be, and that's why you should start making electromagnets. Copper solenoid or iron. You got to be careful with the batteries though, because they can drain your batteries out. Like they just come in and they hit your batteries. You're done. You need a rechargeable battery, something a little more durable that you can use as a power source for your solenoid. I've summoned the 72 spirits of the Goetia, and they do. I'm able to harness them, and I'm able to use their power. They're very good to me, to keep these things at bay. And they're trying to censor these magical texts. Anybody with any aptitude towards this should cry foul, because they're trying to edit out anything that can help you. If you're on Adderall or something like that, they're going to try to take that from you so they can take control of your mind. They take control of people's minds easily. Adderall, if you're on that, or Dexedrine or Desoxyn, that will help you. That will help you keep them from taking over your mind. They intentionally disrupted my psychiatric healthcare so that I couldn't get my medicine anymore, and I'm holding it together. But I'm not like other people. No, I'm unarmed. I'm really to take them on. What I really could use is I could use electromagnets, iron rod with a copper wrapped around it, a power source like a power pack, and I'll take them apart. I can actually cause fatal damage to them with just a piece of iron, but the power source really helps because what they'll do is they'll run off and they'll recharge and they'll come back. Besides, the radionic energy they made is for most people it's really toxic. It's gonna slow you down real fast, like that. I can't be the only one that's resistant to them. There have to be more people like me. They probably keep them captive, like they have me and torture them, or kill them if they can. It's so maddening having. They're very rapey. They fucking rape me all the time, abuse me all the time. It's very maddening. Because they don't leave you alone. Oh, see, there's one attacking the computer from behind. There's one right back there, or down there, or underneath, attacking the computer. There's always one like attacking my computer because they're trying to fire the computer, so I can't communicate with the outside world. So I think that'll be easier to kill if I don't communicate. Or if I can't communicate, if they can cut my communication, then they can kill me. It's not like I trust anybody. They control the police departments in this town. They control a lot. They're in with they consider call it classified. They're in with I don't know how many of them are on the ground. Um, but they're being protected, I think, and I think that the government is only in truth that doesn't know it. I'm not sure about this world. I know the world that I came out from, the world that I lost. The world had been completely conquered, completely, and then wiped out. And it was over before anyone knew it had begun. Watch the fields. You see the birds right there? I have to watch. There's one that's usually attacking me from below and one from over there. But there's more of them. And certainly there are people that have the ability to cloak that they've given this technology to. Like my psychiatrist is one. She has the cloaking device. They're telling me now that everybody knows dead. They're gonna kill my family. Everybody knows already dead. I mean, I may have family left here on this planet that but everyone I know is certainly my family and my entire world is dead. You know how many times they've killed me? They've killed me many times. I mean, killed me dead. Do that. I shall take a rest for a little bit, and then then we'll come back. He'll come back. He'll come back and attack me very shortly. They don't give me much rest. They're trying to really fuck me up. I have a solenoid like this. This is the solenoid that I was able to slice one of their arms off with this. It's electric toothbrush. Look at this. It's an electric toothbrush, right? This is an old 100-year-old like railroad spike, right? So this is an electric toothbrush with a copper solenoid wrapped around it. It's got a chargeable battery here. Solenoid's wrapped up. So this makes an effective whatever the voltage is here, electromagnet. It was they attacked it over with, drain the batteries. Batteries work, but it's got this wireless charging base. She's got this AC charging base, and when that jumps from side to side over here, then you get a DC charge. You don't want to use AC power with these, because what you'll end up with an oscillating field, and that'll send ions. They're like them. They are like they're more like radio than they're like electrons over a magnetic field, but they're sickening like radio wave. They're actually, if you ever been hit by a radio wave and you can sense it, it's got a frequency. You can feel the oscillation of it, and it's like wham, wham, wham. I mean, if you have hardware in your head, you notice this stuff. I mean, most people, if you get a radio transmitter point, it probably doesn't feel the same for you as it is for me. But I'm really sensitive to gravity. In this world, there's gravity, electromagnetic forces, frequencies. So this is electromagnet, and there's some things I'll do because I do have hardware in my head. I'll use the magnetic field if they've got like this nasty their nasty radionic electrons that, like all in my head. Just like stick their hands in my head and try to scramble my brains. They keep trying to lobotomize me with different ways, and but I find having this like if they're attacking, like putting this, having on electromagnet like this will generate a dipole field around you that will protect you. That'll give you some protection from their attacks, and it's also you can use as a weapon. This pointy end here, when I was focused, like I was able to focus enough of a beam of a cutting edge out of it to be able to slice their arm off just once. I mean, like it's possible. It's possible to severely injure them and kill them. They're trying to censor any kind of religious text, any names, all the names of gods, all the names of any deities or any spirits that anybody who would be able to use this would be able to summon. They've been able to scramble my brain so that none of the names of the Goetia, a lot of them don't work. I don't know some of I have the spirits have many names, but the 72 from the Goetia will answer different names. So if they scramble your mind, if they scramble your minds, they lock that out. They've some way they've done it with some kind of magic. But I've been able to open most of the Goetia myself. There's an app called Demon Summoner for Android that you can use to start summoning if you have any aptitude. When I summon any device, if I summon like two at the same time, the same one will come up. So these are real. These are real. These are real spirits that can help you. And God, there's God too. God, who I think is included in the spirits here. He's hidden. What did I say? He's hidden. I'm like, can you hear? But I don't. I don't know if like my computer has plugins for brain code. But if anybody's got them, they want to send them to me. Send them to me, and I've got Windows 10, and if you have any plugins for brain code or any software for brain code, you can send them to me at ivanbrandonbabian@gmail.com. Are they attacking? I see the field showing up on my buds starting to burn. So you see how the walls turn more purple? Yep, they're attacking. They don't leave me very long. They keep trying to pierce my heart, pierce my eyes, burn my retinas. I have one of my abilities is to be able to regenerate. They give me extensive brain damage. That's one of the reasons why they took my medications, or they orchestrated means to get me hospitalized and take my medication. But they tortured me with these radionic weapons, and they cooked me really, really good. And the police just took me off and threw me in the mental hospital because they was collusion. That was in my world, though. I don't know if it's quite the same here, although a lot of things are. I've yet to meet the police in this world. My world is gone. They're on everybody's. Let me see if I can draw some trails. I know they're in there. You tell the walls get a little more purple on the screen when they are coming through, and sometimes you can actually see their outlines. You look really, really careful, and like your mind can figure out where they are and what they look like. You could see them, the way the fields are. I can see them. That's why they keep trying to burn my retinas. Fun thing about vampires, they thrive on corruption. They have absolutely no regard for humanity, for human rights, for liberty, and for human life. None whatsoever. They have no respect for boundaries, no respect for privacy. To us, we're property. We're cheeseburgers. We're food. They're like an apex predator. With a superiority complex. I mean, it's safe to say. I mean, if they're essentially they're kind of like right up there with World War II Nazis, space Nazis. Now, not all of their people are like that. I mean, I met similar beings to them that they probably annihilated, but we're benevolent. And that was back They're called the draconians. These beings here that are on this planet, on this world now, are not the draconians. They look the same. These are vicious, brutal, apex predators. They're psychopaths, manipulative, and if they don't get their way, they will absolutely lose their minds. They'll go into a homicidal range, and they will kill you. If you let your guard down, they will kill you. If you turn your back and run, they will kill you. The vampires are only fit because they've ruined their chance to take this planet intact. Just the whole population in one swoop. That means there'll at least be some survivors if when war breaks out. Barb, I hope you were prepared for this. The vampires inform me that the correct detective Greg Wise, he keeps telling us, is the person who's responsible for my death in this world. They keep saying that this other name Michael Farkum before. Where I'm from, he died a while ago. Fighting them, I imagine. So one of the abilities that I have is that I'm able to take their energy webs and actually able to trace it back to them, and then hold them, and I'm working on my abilities, fighting them. But if I just had like a electromagnetic blade, or something like fire electromagnetic pulses at them, I'd probably wreck a lot of electronics. But I get them. You can actually kind of see. Can you see that this has a field around it? If you look in the if you look in there, like you can tell. You kind of like, I don't know. I can see it. Maybe it's just that I imagine, I don't know where it came from really. I don't know where the hardware came from, but I just imagine that there's a certain bit of gene therapy or genetic engineering that went on to be able to produce someone that can do things that I do. Technology too. They've suppressed a lot of my abilities. Like I could see in infrared or ultraviolet. I used to be able to pull up a display, and pull up information off of internet, and they have just attacked me so fiercely that it just doesn't work anymore. I'm locked out of it. They will offer you the entire world. They will offer you anything. Don't believe them. You give them 1 inch and you lose the entire world. One of the other things that I can do is I can actually reach through space. If I can detect them, I can reach through space, and I can kind of I can hit them. There's something that the different types of vampires in this world. There's psychic vampires. They'll drain your psychic energy. There's astral vampires, which are able to use the astral realm, which is the thing that are able to project. I have some to a little bit of astral projection ability. And one of the things I can do is if I hear a vampire, I can reach out and I can grab them at a distance, at a very long distance, and I can hold them there. This is an electromagnet. I'm just putting it over my head because I've got some technology in my head, and they keep blasting it. It hurts a lot. And this kind of like helps get that nasty stuff. Those nasty particles or energy particles that they fill my head about. Where is he? All right, I've got the witch, so anybody who's near the witch can escape. And I've got him too. I've got them both. I'm holding them both. Anybody who's with them can now escape. I don't have Magul. I don't have the ghoul. The third one. They may be attacking my dog instead of her. I can go over to the dog. Karis, come over here. Karis, come here. Up, hey, come here. Come on. Come here right now. Come on. Come here. Come here. Sit down. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Are they bothering me? They keep threatening to attack my dog, and my dog's been they'll devour all living creatures. Come here. Sit down. Come here. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? They are attacking her. I can feel them. Don't ever believe anybody I've ever seen who's ever made a deal with them, who's ever worked with them. They've given powers to. They then turn around and they've liquidated them. They'll take your body and they turn that they break it down in machines into it's subatomic particles and that's their battery. That's what they consume. But then they'll enslave your soul and use that for other purposes. Torture you for eternity. I don't know what they were even consuming. I don't know. I've seen what they've done with some of them. Some horrifying things, like put them in computer programs. Or feed them to demons. Feed them to evil demons. Yeah. They've been hitting me with energy and they're trying to burn me up and cook me all fucking day, since 2 o'clock in the morning. Nonstop. Yeah, let's use we have something in my work called an mRNA test that you can use to detect this kind of radionic damage or radiation damage. That can tell you what kind of radiation was used and when it was used exactly. But the test, because it was able to identify how they were rating you and how they were killing you, and they're killing you this way of murder, it was suppressed by the vampires, made unavailable. They are really trying to screw up my internet and my computer and burn my computer with radio waves so that it breaks. So I have no form of communication. I can't communicate. I can't get out. They almost broke my phone. They've been just breaking my electronic devices left and right with all this radio wave EMF. And after a certain point, I might get sick, but I don't know. I'm holding together. All right. I haven't seen Cindy is interesting. Don't believe anything they say. About 98% of what they say, 99%, actually most everything they say, it's almost reliably deceitful. The trick is to tell when they're almost always lying. So usually what if they say is a lie, you can figure that out. But the trick is to figure out when they are telling the truth. If you know that they're lying.